Good afternoon, and welcome back to the Urban Preparedness Channel. I'm your host, the only channel that's going to tell you what I think you want to know and try to stimulate your mind. And I'm not going to try to sell you anything. All right, so today, I want to talk about camouflage. So first, I'm going to talk about the two types of camouflage, because most people only think about environmental and visual camouflage. So visual camouflage is anything that breaks up a pattern of you in the distance. So this is your old tricolor, the original camouflage that America's been running around with ever since they switched over from OD greens. Now in the Marine Corps we switched to a digi pattern, and now pretty much everybody is kind of pushing towards a new form of tricolor. But that's all visual camouflage. And so visual camouflage just helps you blend with your background. Now I want to talk about cognitive camouflage for a second. So what that is, a lot of it actually pertains to previous video I talked about. If you've seen the Gray Man Mindset video that I did, I think I did a pretty good job on that one. And it talks a little bit about what cognitive camouflage is. I don't actually mention cognitive camouflage, so I wanted to do a separate video on that. What cognitive camouflage is it's anything that makes you stand out from the baseline of your environment. So if you're wearing the exact same thing that everybody else is wearing, you're not cognitively stimulating. Right? You're not popping up as a red flag in other people's periphery. What that means is like the things you see out of the corner of your eye that get your attention and you're like, ooh, shiny. Like, a squirrel running through the grass, or a bright red MAGA hat. Not that you can't wear those things, but they really pop out in people's peripheries. So what cognitive camouflage for me is, you're walking down the street, you don't notice the guy to your immediate right that just kind of walked past you. He might be wearing a denim jacket, a baseball cap, sunglasses, just wandering by, right? But the guy wearing a camouflage jacket in an urban environment definitely pops out in your periphery. Maybe not necessarily because you're like, hey, camouflage in the city doesn't help, but because, that guy could be perceived to you as a potential threat if things went sideways. Somebody wearing a camouflage jacket is probably statistically more likely to be armed. It's like if you live where I do in a military town, seeing people in 9-line apparel T-shirts, or a 511 jacket, or a grunt style hat, it doesn't stick out to you because it's a military town. Now, if you live in like a more liberal neighborhood, things like that, these hats are going to pop out, these T-shirts are going to pop out. You're instantly going to think, hey, this guy's a potential threat. Hey, this guy is, a veteran, things like that. So your cognitive camouflages are going to be the things that blend with the environment that you're in an urban setting. All right? It doesn't mean like you're in an urban setting, so you need to wear, gray and white camouflage like that. That is a flag, a huge flag for cognitive camouflage. All right. Now we're going to talk about physical visual camouflage. That's your tricolor jackets, things like that. If you live in an area where there's woods near your house or near the approach, absolutely, it's a wonderful idea to have a camouflage jacket in your bug-out bag or in your everyday carry bag. In the event that you have to cut through that area, throw your jacket on really quick. But what you need to take into consideration when you're using camouflage, okay? There is no perfect camouflage. The only great camouflage you can come up with is what you built out of your environment. That's where your designated marksmen, your snipers, anybody that actually, tries to stay hidden, your sneaky squirrels, they know how to make ghillies. And a ghillie is a camouflage that they built out of the environment. Now they have a lot of prep work they do to it prior, and that has a lot of neutral and easily blended colors to the environment they're expecting to go into. But changing your camouflage on the move is very important. Now I say that because if I'm walking through Jacksonville, North Carolina, or Fayetteville, North Carolina, or San Diego, California, anywhere where there's going to be a large military base, I can wear a tactical t-shirt and not have to worry about popping up in anybody's peripheral. But once I've stepped out of the San Diego area and am out towards Vegas, Nevada, or Palm Desert, places like that, where there's significantly less military members, you want to change that shirt. And you change that shirt so that you're not standing out in people's periphery. The thing to think about is that you always want to be conscious of your appearance, because camouflage today may not be a working camouflage tomorrow. If your entire backyard is green and you have trees everywhere, your green military jacket, camouflage jacket, works great. Well, now it's fall. The leaves have fallen. The colors are now auburns and browns and off shades of red, things like that. You need to change your camouflage pattern, because green sticks out if everything else is brown. A cardigan sticks out if everybody else in the area is wearing 9-line apparel t-shirts. Those are the sorts of things that you need to keep in mind. Now, I wanted to keep the video short today. I don't want to get too off the rails. But thanks for visiting. If you have any questions, concerns, you wanted me to go more into detail on something, drop a comment down below. Please hit like, please hit subscribe. I churn out a video every day of the week with the exception of Saturday and Sunday. I take those days off. So if there's anything you ever want me to answer, go ahead and drop that in the link below. This video is actually directly because another person asked me a question from my Gray Man Mindset video, and so I wanted to make a separate video to kind of go into detail about the question that he had, which is your cognitive camouflage and your visual camouflage in an urban environment. So if there's anything else that you wanted to ask me, please go ahead and drop it in the comment below. I'm a pretty friendly guy, so if I don't respond, it's not because I'm ignoring you, it's just because I haven't had a chance to get to it yet. Thank you very much, and please come back and see us again soon.